If you work for a small law firm and you want to automate your law practice to make your job easier and to make more money, you need to watch this video. It's going to take about 30 minutes. If you don't have time right now, save this, email it to yourself. If you're watching on YouTube, you can save below. If you're watching on Facebook, you can save by clicking the 3 dots. Save it and watch this video. I promise you, you're going to make a lot of money by watching this, not only through this product, but be able to make money off the product itself. Watch how this company is changing the future of small law practice. EPFirms asked me to put together a presentation to explain what they are trying to do with automating law firms and how do you do it? What's this brilliant idea that they've come up with? I'm a small law firm practice. I have 3 other attorneys that work for me. I started in 2009. EPFirms is exactly what I wish I had. Now, if you are an attorney, a paralegal, staffer, whoever's watching this, watch to the end. I promise you it'll be worth every minute, because especially if you're watching this before May 1st, 2021, even if you're watching a little bit after it, this system is going to make you a lot of money. And I'll show you why at the very end. But you got to go through the 30 minutes of torture that I'm going to put you through to kind of explain everything. First off, you need to understand when you run a small practice, the problem of running a small law firm is you're more of a business person than you are a lawyer. And it's hard because you're trying to do the lawyer work and trying to get good at the lawyer work, but you're constantly overloaded with all things. So EPFirms identified 6 areas which they plan to automate. The number 1 is going to be marketing, figuring out how to take all your marketing sources, automate, and generate more referrals. And I'll get into that a little bit, how they're going to do that. Communications, number 2. I didn't understand how attorneys were disbarred for not calling back their clients. I understand now why that happens. Communication is an incredibly difficult thing to do when you're running a practice, because if you have 200 clients, having all of them trying to contact you once a week can overwhelm you and your staff. Case development. This is what you thought being an attorney was. You just run your case. It's a lot more difficult than it looks. How do you do it right? How do you automate the billing? Billing is such a crazy thing in my mind. I just can't figure out why it is that I do this to make money, but it's hard for me to create a bill. Like, my mind just can't get around it. Well, guess what? EPFirms is going to solve this in its whole system. As you enter the case development as it goes on, it's going to generate the bill for you. AI legal assistance. This is something that is going to change the whole world of small practice. I'll get into it a little bit later. And business development. You got to develop that business. How do you do it? How are you going to get to the next level? How do you make a little bit more money? I find it crazy that most attorneys right now that are in their first 3 years of practice make less than a trucker. It's really, really weird that that's like a reality, but that's kind of how it is if you're running your own small law firm. Let's get you out of that. This was just general. They had me create this, and it's just amounts that it's just to kind of give you a look of all the things. Like, I use all these different products to do my marketing, my phone, my communication, Google Suites, billing right now. EPFirms is going to try to take as many of those and just make it one system. Now, it's not going to always be possible to do that. They have no plans right now for like QuickBooks. They don't want to become an accounting software. That's not their goal. Their goal is to automate the practice part. I tried to put this together as a little bit understanding, if you're running a small practice, why it's hard. Losing a staff member is devastating. And the reason why is all the different programs that you use, your staff has to understand how to use them in each individual step of a plan. So right now, if you're running a law practice, you have leads and you have to train your staff on, okay, well, these are all the people that refer, this is my website, this is this, and this is how I get clients. And then you don't want to lose those clients, so they have to have a place to put those leads and follow up with those leads. But it's hard to remember to follow up on things and to look at that sheet. At least that's what I found when we were doing it in a Google sheet. Then you have an intake, and you're trying to get that intake, and hopefully you don't lose it. And you need a welcome email and welcome people in. And then you have a consultation where you meet with somebody and you take a bunch of notes, and hopefully you put it in some kind of file. You know, we got a file here. and you put it in the file, and hopefully it stays in there and someone doesn't take the file home and do something with it. Then you have contract that you got to get out to them or get them to come in, and then you make them a case. And so now they're a case, and what do you do with them then? And then you should have templates to tell you, okay, these are the cases and this is how we do. When you're trying to train someone on through all these steps and all these different programs, it's overwhelming to new people. And so it takes me about 3 months, or used to take about 3 months to train. Ultimately, we actually had to hire more and more people because it became more and more difficult the more and more clients we got. It just got out of control. So how is EPFirms going to automate marketing? What's the goal here? What are the things that they have in motion that they're working on? Well, some of the things they already have built in, like Google, like reviews. So like right now, I'm going to get off my presentation here. You go look up estate planning attorney, and you're going to see that I have 191 reviews. Well, that's because of EPFirms. What EPFirms does is when a client is completed, it sends out, hey, how did I do? And then if it gives me, if someone gives me 3 stars, it sends me a message or it puts it under me, and it says, hey, you got 3 stars, and this is their complaint about you. And this works great for my other attorneys because then I can kind of see what's the constant theme, who gets the best rating always. And in the system, it's automatically built in to always get that review. Now, if they give you a 5-star, then it sends them to Google and says, go rate us here. That is going to be your biggest source of getting clients. I promise you, you get to 200 reviews like me. You get on EPFirms, start using it, start sending this out, and you get to 200 reviews, I promise you, you will see more and more and more business. That is where people go now and they look. It's better than having the best website, is Google reviews. Monthly newsletter. It's hard to actually write one up. It'd be nice if a system just already had them and said, hey, here's a personal injury newsletter. You can send it out. You need to change it for yourself, and then automate it and make it up or send it out quarterly, whatever you want to do. Yearly estate planning emails. This is a huge one. That constant reminder every year. Okay, they did their estate planning. So EPFirms right now, the way it works, this is already built in. You select, this is an estate planning case. When that's selected and you complete the case, it notes in there that a year later, it's going to send an email out reminding them to review and to contact you for any updates they want to make. That's huge. That is a thing that I tried to build in with staff members, but staff would always forget because you saw that big list of all the things they had to do. They'd always forget to do that. That was the last on their list to worry about was last year, this day, who closed. They didn't want to do that. Social media postings, I used Hootsuite. They were charging me $250 a month. That was more expensive than what EPFirms is going to be for its base package. And it's going to automatically post your reviews and your newsletters to your actual social media postings. Follow-up system, constantly following up. One of the big ones. This was beautiful that they're in the works developing. And that is a lot of times recommendations will be made about changing beneficiary designations. And so in the system, they're going to design it to follow up with a client. You can pick whenever. When you complete an estate planning, that it's a month later going to follow up and say, hey, did you get your beneficiary designations changed? People love that kind of stuff. Like it makes you look like above and beyond, and EPFirms is going to automate all that for you. Marketing automation is going to be amazing. They're also going to build in local services integration. If you saw my Google ad, you were probably like, what is that? Well, that's local services integration. That's Google's new way of marketing. All right. Oh, I have this. Okay. How are they going to automate communication? So what's going to happen here? Well, first off, it's going to have to be done heavily through an intake. So if you're like me and you're trying to run your practice, one of the things that you'll lose a client very quickly on, here's a little tip. If you send out a big intake, they're going to call me because no one wants to fill out a big intake. They'd rather just go online and they'll do it themselves if they have to do that. So we send out a small intake. But the problem is then I have to fill it out in the consultation, and I don't want to have to do that. I expressed this frustration to EPFirms, and EPFirms came up with a chatbot idea. What they're going to do with chatbot is I think they're going to call it Holly. Holly is this program that's going to basically look at your intake that you have and see the information that is not given and slowly, over time, continue to ask for that information through a messaging app that you'll get through EPFirms. And that messaging app will be able to then provide that information and automatically put it in the intake for you. So you don't have to do anything like, hey, provide us your address. Put it in there. Hey, you didn't give me, can you give me a brief description of why you're coming in for your consultation? All that stuff. Because you know the information that you need. You just can't overwhelm someone in one time. And it won't look like a chat bot to them. It will look like you as the attorney are asking for, or you can have it make it look like your paralegal is asking for it, whoever you want to do. It also has a system called Case Notes where you put all your case notes information in so you know exactly everything everyone in the firm has done for that person on a case, the timestamp, exactly what's happening. It's going to be able to take your emails. Well, right now they're saying they're just going to be integrating with Google. So if you use a different system, you might want to consider moving over to Google if you're going to use EPFirms, because they said Outlook and different things are later on down the road. But right now it's Google. It's going to integrate the emails from the whole firm. So paralegal sends an email. It's going to download those emails into that client's case notes. So you can be able to click a case notes. There'll be a drop down for emails. You'll see every email that's gone to that client and their responses. And then firm calendaring. So being able to send out the calendar invites when things are supposed to be happening, that's going to be all automated. Contract signing, they're going to have it like I use Adobe right now, where it sends out a thing and says, hey, sign right here. It's just automatically going to do that every time you sign somebody up. You can have a generic contract that you upload. You just put a place that's going to be, the client's name will automatically be inserted, and then a place to sign. And you can just have signed. EPFirms said they'll also provide contracts as blank ones that you just go in there and enter your fees that you charge for everything. And then they all already have the client portal. So right now, if you use EPFirms, it sends out client portals to everybody. And so all your clients have portals where they can upload documents and they can communicate and give you information through that way. And they're going to use that as the system to build in the messaging app. So every time someone messages a client through that app, it all goes to one central place so everybody can see what's happening. When they built EPFirms, when they started it, they realized case development was the most important. It was the foundation that they wanted to build the whole system under. So it has already almost all been developed. And case development is built on a task-based system. When researching firms who were efficient and got things done and had really good reviews, a task-based approach to case development was the common theme that they got back. And so they built a system where it's based on tasks. You have tasks that need to be done, you assign it to a person, and there's a due date. Those are the three most important things. A task to be done, who's going to do it, when is it due by? And right now in EPFirms, it lets people know. It lets people know when things are past due. It gives how many days things are past due. And it also records all this information into a dashboard. And so it gives you the information of who gets their stuff done on time, who doesn't get their stuff on time. Helps with the case development later on. But you can also reply on those things. Like, okay, this was task. You can reply basically to whatever those things done. As these tasks are done, it records it into the bill. So the automated billing is done. So it knows, oh, well, you said a phone call, and then you can put in if usually a phone call takes me 15 minutes. I usually do 15 minutes, but you can change the time to more. I read an email, or we scan documents. This is, we charge 5 minutes for a scanned document, whatever it may be. And then task to instant messaging, as you get certain tasks that need to go to clients, you can instant message those tasks in one system. And then automate task templates is what they've already built into the system, which is amazing, which is, hey, you have a probate. These are the 20 things I always want done. I have a start date, within the first 2 days, I want the application created and filed with the court. You can put the due dates for everything and then who's supposed to get it done. So you're not recreating it every time you get a same type of case. That's great with estate planning. That's great with probate work. That's great when you have personal injury cases. There are so many different aspects that can be used there. All right. AI legal assistance. Okay. So this is the thing you just can't get out there right now. There's no place that you can go where, as someone fills out an intake, it tells the attorney what needs to get done. I would love to know what other people are doing. EPFirms is gone out to attorneys like me, pays us to give up my secret information. So I have an elder law sheet right here. Oh, goodness, I got off my thing. And they're actually gonna build all of my whole system in here. Like I have, this is like crazy. So like, here's all my tasks that I tell people to do when we're doing an elder law case. Fill out your information sheet. But then I also like recommend certain things. This is kind of crazy because they're going to have it. So as, where's something? Crap, I can't find it right now. Anyway, there's things in here as you click on, for example, when you do a spin down and someone goes and buys something, they'll actually pay you. And so EPFirms is going to design it that as people fill out their task intake, you can actually make money off of things people have to go buy that they need for themselves personally in their thing. It's crazy kind of plan that they have built in. But anyway, this is my action list. As things are entered in here, you say, well, I have a medical power of attorney that we need to do. We're going to do 2 financial power of attorneys. I have my thing. But as all my income and assets are entered in, it tells my staff what needs to be done in the action plan. Okay. EPFirms is taking my system and they're going to put it in. And that's their goal. That's what they want to do, is they want to have a system for everything. And so that's how they're going to build it. As the intakes are filled out, it's going to recommend, hey, this person lives in a QIT state. So you need to, it's one of the 13 states that requires it. This person makes over $2,300 a month. So you should recommend that they do a qualified income trust. And then it's going to put that on the client portal, the recommended documents, and whether the client wants them or not. And then it's going to constantly remind them. It's a marketing tool. Hey, you should do this document. It is recommended by most professionals that you do these documents. Brilliant. Oh, that alone is going to make a lot of attorneys very wealthy, that program. But that's not the good thing that's coming up here. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get through my presentation. Okay, law firm practice, automation. They're going to have a form builder. So as you enter all the information, it's going to get into the form builder and build the documents for you. And the AI assistants will help develop the documents that need to be developed. Text messaging appointments, it's going to constantly communicate. Hey, you have this appointment. Don't forget to go. You have a court date this date. All those things that you put into the calendar will be communicated. Leads tracking system. And what I'm going to talk about here in just a minute, which is going to be amazing when this is done, legal marketplace. That's going to be fantastic. All right. And automated billing. We're going to get to that right now. So this will change your practice. I sat down and realized we miss about, with my whole staff and everybody, we missed about $7,000 a month in billing just because people forget to put things on. It was just a kind of an audit that we did. Like, hey, did you forget? Oh, I forgot to do that. I forgot to enter that. I forgot, because it's just too overwhelming for all my staff and everybody to remember everything that's being done. So automated billing is going to be created in as tasks are recommended. You will be able to assign things that are done with those tasks and always put into the bill. For example, when you file this type of case, there's always this filing fee. You can enter that in. So you say file whatever, a petition. The fee is $245. And then it's automatically always put in there. And if you have extra things like, oh, well, we know when we file this, it takes 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes are automatically added in. All the little things that you just forget to do, forget to put in, it will be put in. And then if you ever get audited by your clients, like, you're overbilling me. You're like, I have an automated system that as we enter the tasks and they're completed, it enters it into the bill. I'm not creating this myself, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to integrate with QuickBooks. It will also integrate into the lead tracking system. And we're going to get to the next part here. Okay. EPFirms automated platform. Okay, so here we got this platform, what's done, what's not done. So right now in development, or already been developed, is these 15 things. We got leads tracking, case tracking, my tasks, upload, document upload. You have a client portal, you have a dashboard, you have a review system, You have basic billing system, time tracker. Basically, if you were to go to a CRM system, basically what you get at any other CRM system, they have some have a little bit more right now, but these are the things that are getting close. So March 1st, automated billing is supposed to be done. Google integration is supposed to be done in March 1st. That's with calendaring and email. And then, no, that's calendaring. Email is supposed to be on the 15th. Text messaging, March 15th. All these different things. Here are the different things that are all and kind of thing. It's not going to be until the winter of 2021 that the first outlays of form builders and the AI legal assistants are coming out. Now, both of those things they project are going to take years in development. This isn't going to be like, oh, they just quickly put it together and then they have this thing that you use. They're planning to update this. They are taking 1/3 of everything that comes in and constantly putting it into technology upgrade. AI legal assistance. So the marketplace. So this is something I can't believe doesn't exist, but I don't think there's a good platform out there right now to build it on. And in EPFirms, this is where it will be built. Marketplace is, hey, you get recommended something, but you don't do it. You want to go up against the big boys, but you don't know how to, you need someone to draft all these extra things. Well, we're going to have AI legal assistants be able to tell you to do something. You don't really do it, so you can farm it out to another firm. They'll do it for you, and so you go bill your client $450, and then you get, this other firm to do it, and they pay you $100, and you're good to go. You got the document that you needed, or whatever it may be. This is something I asked for, and I believe this is a game changer because in Texas, I don't know if other states allow it, but in Texas is a huge deal for me. I can't sell my law firm. So I retire. This thing that I built, it just goes away. And so many small law practices are like this. Bigger law firms don't have to worry about this because they can be a partner and they get to a point where they're just bringing business in and everybody else does it and they get paid a salary or get paid some money. Well, attorney retirement plan for small law firms kind of going to work under this kind of strategy. You have a client database, people call in, the system knows who your clients are. You can then assign it to another firm. Well, another firm takes it, and then you give them 80%, whatever percentage you guys can break it up. And as the payments come in through EPFirms, it will automatically divide it. There will be no accounting needed. It knows 80% goes here, 20% goes here, and that's just how it works out and it moves. And then if you gave this to another attorney to do this, now there are going to be some requirements. You still have to have a bar license to do this. You have to take responsibility in the state of Texas for the cases if you're going to do case splits. But they're going to have this system built in so your database doesn't just go away. It's valuable to you for the rest of your life. All right, we're to that thing I told you. This is worth every penny to you. Every penny to you. If you're watching this before May 1st, 2021, you have an opportunity like no other. Now, this is because this thing is just getting launched. And so you're going to be kind of like the first people to be out there and be able to do it. So right now, for the next, month, you can get on EPFirms for free, but it will turn to a $150 a month subscription. But what they're building in is what they call the Ultimate Referral Program. And what that means is you're going to be able to invite somebody to EPFirms. And if you invite them, they're going to pay you 20% of whatever that person spends every month, as long as that person pays. I want you to think about this for 1 second. Every month, for as long as whoever you've invited, whatever product they buy from EPFirms, they're going to pay you a monthly fee, 20% of whatever they pay. So to use this as an example, you got a bunch of people you've invited. Let's say Jeff Arnold was this attorney that loved the product. He's using everything because some of these products are going to be expensive, especially the AI functioning systems, because they're going to be incredibly difficult to maintain, and they're going to make attorneys an incredible amount of money because they're going to really be automating things in the background. So basic package, 20% of $150 is $30. And so you get $30. Automated billing is going to be more expensive, but it'll pay for itself. So anybody with half a brain that doesn't do their billing consistently is going to get on and use it. So you get $150 for that. Holly package, which is supposed to be the communication chatbot that's communicating. If that person wanted that, I'm guessing on what these things are going to be. They didn't give me the exact pricing right now. So it'd be like $75. as you get it, you're going to get paid monthly on each product. And let's say this guy's using everything. They're telling me they're projecting a full package would be like 10 grand a month, but they believe that they could save these firms. They can make these firms around $30,000 or $40,000 for the system and totally justify the $10,000 expense. So you'd be getting about $2,130 a month just from this one person because they used all the product. And then you got a couple other that are using it. I mean, this idea is a game changer. And they said, the idea is, why don't we allow the money to go to those who get this product off the ground? Because if this product gets off the ground and gets moving forward, it's going to change small practices forever. And these people are going to greatly financially benefit off of this. Because not only are they going to pay you on the people you invite, but the people you invite somebody, they're going to pay you off those too. Now it'll be less. Now I was told they're probably not going to do a third tier. They're just going to do 2 tiers. And the second tier referral is Jeff Arnold referred somebody. You won't know who he referred. It's not going to tell you that information because that's going to be private, but it's going to say, hey, that whoever this person is, these are the things they're using. And, you know, because you invited Jeff Arnold and Duggar Biggs, you're getting $3,262 a month because Jeff, he knows everybody and everybody listens to Jeff and everybody's using a product. This ultimate referral program, you can make a ton of money at the beginning, especially when you get it. I foresee if they keep allowing this. Now, they said they might turn it off after a year, meaning you will still get paid, but they're not going to allow anybody else to invite. They said if it gets too big too quick, they're not going to invite anybody. They're not going to allow anybody else to invite. You can still invite because you got in at the very beginning, but the people that you invite won't be able to invite. So there is a projected cutoff invite date. Maybe. They said they reserve the right, but they will guarantee it's open for 1 year. So you're going to want to get in. You're going to want to get in quick and get on the platform. I promise you, this will be a huge money maker. And right now, I'm filming this in February of 2021. I think in the middle of March, you'll have to start paying for it, but you can at least get on and mess around with it. To get the invite button, though, you will have to go through a training. It will be like darkened out, and you'll have to click on it, and they'll send you to a training. It'll train you on the product so you know what you're telling other people. But it's a referral program. You're not an employee. You'll be paid directly from the system. The system will be designed as that person pays. Your money will then be sent to you monthly. It's going to be an amazing system, guys. I'm telling you. This EPFirms is going to change small practices. And you can get it at the ground level and get it off the ground, because this company's whole goal is they aren't a hedge fund. They are a bunch of attorneys that have got together and said, we are going to change this and we're going to make what we know is needed. Promise you, get on, change your life, use this system, give them time to grow it. It'll be a game changer.